Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Verene, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind. In the previous episode, we stopped at the point where we asked Verene's thoughts on whether she thinks that her parents actually listens and understand, and right now we'll continue that and continue our discussion on understanding why Asian parents almost never listen. Please enjoy. So basically, do you think that they actually try to understand, or they're just listening, and then by default in the brain it's like no, not gonna accept this thing. This idea is like just too stupid, something like that.
I do think that my mother tries to understand, because sometimes if let's say after some time the thoughts that I was having really come true or what, then she can still relate back to whatever I've said. And then wait, sorry, what was the question again?
Do you think that your like for this example, specifically your mom, while she's trying to listen, she's trying to listen to whatever you're saying, and especially when it's a very new topic to her, is she actually trying to understand that?
I'll say yes, but that requires some effort from me trying to explain it more and kind of like convince her. That after some time she'll tell me if she understands it or not. Most of the time when it's like a very new thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. But yeah, like why? I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it's kind of, even though I would say that definitely there's a lot of improvement now. Maybe now it's like maybe at least there's like a 50% effort in actually listening. I would say that most parents, but comparing that, why would we say that? No, actually, like more like, why would at least for our parents, like they're Asian, so why would Asian parents like generally don't listen? Or at least in current cases, like definitely back then they almost never listen. Like they just listen whatever they want, and then they make judgment based on that. They don't listen the whole thing. So today maybe they listen like a 50%. They do make some active processing, trying to understand what's happening, but still, it's not a full understanding.
Yeah,
I would say,
yeah.
at least for most of them. So why do you think that they actually never listens?
I think maybe because like the way we were grown up, we were taught by those kind of traditional mindset, where we have to listen to those people that are older than us because they are wiser. They had more experience and they know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe that is something that has been so deeply rooted in our mind that we have to listen to whoever that is older than us. Whatever they tell would be better than whatever we randomly thought of. Yeah. So maybe because since our parents were brought up during that time as well, and last time they don't really have much exposure towards the internet and all. So maybe the thing that they can think of or listen to are a lot lesser. But now that we have the opportunity to get more information and stuff, then we tend to be a bit more open-minded, and same goes to them because they now slowly started to engage more in like internet activities and all. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Okay. I quite agree that, I mean, like that kind of show like the changes even within our parents.
Yeah.
In compared to like what happened like 10 years ago, definitely. But then, okay, but still though, I don't know. I think they can put in more effort because at least, well, maybe because now that I'm in the UK, I just see that it's a lot more open here, because even now, like I don't know. Maybe I'm so sorry because I may be a bit biased towards my family experience and all that. I would say that if I were to say like I'm living in the 2000s, they are like living in the 1940s or something. Like they still try to enforce their thoughts, you know, their very traditional ideas, like, you know, no, something like that. Like they compare to that, which is quite, yeah, it can be really annoying sometimes seeing that happen. I don't know. I guess it's a bit of a rant here, but yeah, they just, I don't know. But even today, like they are listening, but they are trying to understand. But it's like, let's say a 50% effort, maybe up to 80% sometimes for my dad. But there's still that 20% where they try to enforce their own ideas. Like, you know, that's just the way that we have been doing it. So, you know, probably that thing is better than they're not going to accept anything else, something like that, which is, you know, which kind of creates some kind of, you know, communication problem. But I guess if we talk about why they almost never listen, I can hardly think of any other reasons why other than the one that you have actually stated just now. So,
I just thought of another possibility. Maybe because like Asian and Western, the way the parenting style is still quite different, and Asian parents most of the time they tend to think like, you know, these are my children. I know I don't want them to get hurt or something. So I know what's the best way to do something. So I want them to do it this way. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that is, yeah, okay. I mean, like that's like from past generations, something like that. I guess, yeah, it's also a generation thing where they don't know that in order to learn and all that, definitely you have to let your children to try out new things on their own, learn new things, something like that. Yeah, because I mean, that's what we are trying to do today. Because even though, you know, you're trying to be safe and keep your children safe and then not let them fail the way you used to be, but by avoiding them to do the thing that is so-called stupid to you, you are avoiding them from any potential chances of success, something like that as well. So yeah, I guess I quite agree with that. I really like whatever you said. I can't really think of anything else. I mean, it's just most likely that they're traditional, and yeah, it's like kind of care. It's like traditional mindset and care from them, but sometimes, yeah, it's a bit too much care, I guess.
Yeah,
you know, too much care.
Yeah,
just like exactly like I'm not sure if I've talked about the thing whereby my neighbor is surprised when she realized that I am going to stay in the UK to work, and I asked like why the hell do you want to be a migrant worker in the UK, which is something which I think is totally stupid, especially from her, because the thing is she and her husband actually started her whole company. She's quite rich right now, richer than my family, by quite a huge margin, I would say. But the thing is, they started from nothing. They started a maid agency from nothing, and it's quite ironic today that you wanted your children to stay in Malaysia just so that they are not migrant worker. You just think about it yourself, because like you went through all this hardship to be successful. I mean, yes, you don't want your children to go through all this hardship to be successful. But if your children don't go out and try new things, do different things, they are not going to be successful. They are either going to stuck at your place or they're going to get worse. And another thing is that well done, kudos to them for building a very good foundation for your children, because definitely your children now started, let's say if we're hiking, like using hiking as an example, maybe like hopefully people know Kota Kinabalu. Kota Kinabalu is like the highest mountain in Malaysia. I think about half the height of Himalayas. So I would say that like, you know, you already brought your children at Kota Kinabalu, like Mount Kota Kinabalu. So when they're given birth, they're already at the height of Mount Kota Kinabalu. So now that if they need to go up to the Himalayas, it's a lot easier because like 4,000 meters up to 8,000 meters, it's a lot easier compared to 0 up to 8,000 meters. But the thing is, if you are limiting them, you're not you just by your idea, like, oh, I don't want them to face all this hardship. That's why I don't want them to be like foreign migrant workers in the UK. I was like, oh my god, that's like a terrible idea. You're basically like stopping all the potential success from your children. Like, you have given them so much advantage, but now you are just limiting them at where they started and not progressing, which is really upsetting. I guess, I don't know. But of course, that's not my. If she's my parent, definitely I will have a huge argument with her, trying to let her see the way that to let her see the way at least I have in mind. So yeah, but definitely, well, she's my neighbor. No point talking about that. Yeah, and there's even this stupid idea where she just. Sorry for saying that she's stupid. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't say it in front of her, just sharing it right here. But the thing is that because when her child came back, she hated her child's long hairstyle.
What? Really?
And then she brought her child to cut her hair, and then she was like telling that to me when I was back. I was like, yeah, I like it. That's the thing. Of course, she didn't have anything to say. I was like, I just don't like the way my child has long hair. And then I brought him to cut his hair. I was like, oh my god, like, is that you or your child? That's like very intrusive. If it's me, like, it's very intrusive into my lifestyle. You can't just stop what I want. Like, this is like the examples which I guess I'm very biased towards why I just think that Asian parents just never listen. So like, they will listen, like, of course you want long hairstyle, but still the action that they made just shows that they never listen. Yeah, like, and never at any point in their life they're actually listening. So I mean, like, definitely for my parents, I'll say that. For my dad, up to 80%. For my mom, I can't really say much. For my dad, it's up to 80% listening, something like that. But yeah, just all this general experience make me not wanting not wanting to be that close with my parents. I guess just having a distance with my parents is a cool thing. We have our relationship, but we have our boundaries as well. I don't want you, because of your experiences and your traits and all that, interfering with the life that I actually want to live. Something like that, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, in terms of the reasons why parents never listen, I guess I just agree with yours. They have a traditional mindset, which they're trying to learn, which is a cool thing,
Yeah.
And we need to help them with that as well. But and I think they care a bit too much, which, parents like that. But yeah, sometimes I guess you can't. I don't know. I mean, sometimes we feel like we can't really blame them because of this. They care too much, and then they are traditional mindset. But still, at certain point in life, like because I have this friend which I guess this part I'll just talk about it as an inside section. This is totally away from the topic already. So I have this friend where I try to help her a lot. But the thing is, she has quite an unfortunate family, whereby there's some family problems and all that. But the thing is, of course, every time I feel sad, and I even tell that, sometimes just, I'm so sorry when things like this happen to you, because it is your family problem. And then we would just say that you're unlucky because, like, yeah, we can't, like, it's not that something that you can change much. It's your family, something like that. But we've been saying that for like almost 4 years, and she's at the same stage. So, of course, being unlucky, you can't change that. Let's say, like, of course, like in India, there's like, I don't know what they call that. They have like, there's still a hierarchy system where if you're born in the lowest hierarchy, you are kind of born to be unfair, something like that. Yeah. But the thing is, there is I would say personally, my opinion, there's a limit to sympathy. We can sympathize them that much. We can help them that much. But beyond that point, if they decide not to act or try to improve, it is already their fault. Yeah. we can offer help and whatever, but it still depends on them to make their first step to use our help in order to make themselves into someone better. And so that is the case for my friend. We have been saying that for 4 years, something like that. I wouldn't say that she hasn't improved, but she definitely improved over time. That's what usually people will do. But the thing is, she's still complaining the same thing as before. You know, she's not acting, she's not trying to change things, even though she can do something. So at that stage, we kind of just realized that, you know, sometimes people are just like that, where you can't really do much. So same thing as parents. I wouldn't want to blame them. Thank you them for caring and all this. You know, they definitely have done a lot for us, but sometimes at a certain point where I would say not towards my parents, but towards as an example, this neighbor. I'm pretty sure she will listen to this podcast. There's a 95% chance. 5% happens when if we really get so popular. But yes, and cases like this neighbor of mine, it's alright. I guess it's alright to blame that as their fault for not trying to step out and improve on their own. You know, because we can say that, we can sympathize that, you know, you have traditional mindset, you are trying to care for us, but there's a boundaries to this. Beyond that, you are being extreme. You are just being stubborn and not willing to step out of your current mindset. Yeah, your current idea. You eventually need to learn. That's what I think. So this is like insight that I have. Basically, while people have some preconditions that might stop them from changing or improving, that precondition can't be the single reason that why we always sympathize them. There's still a limit to sympathizing, and beyond that, there might be no need to sympathize that person because it's them that are limiting themselves right now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I like how rational you are when it comes to things that might involve emotional stuff.
I mean, I don't know. This one, actually, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. Not like I've been through a lot of tough situations, but it's mainly through my friend, like this close friend of mine. I mean, really, it's been 4 years. This is how much we have gone through. Like 4 years, been thinking about all this. I feel like it's unfair but cause close friend, you really try to help. You do everything to try to help her. I believe you understand that.
Yeah.
And you definitely feel sad or upset when you realize nothing have changed. And that at that point, you realize that you have been pushing, but they are the one that's standing on their ground, trying not to move. That's why. So like it's not exactly I mean, I was consider myself a lot more rational compared to many others, but it's also the process that I've been through that taught me that some people, as much as we want to, of course, we should always tell people that, you know, you can do it and something like that, just as motivation thing. Like, yeah, not that everyone can do it, but we should just push them to do it. Yeah. But after pushing this friend so much, we realized that, yeah, there are people which are limiting themselves. That they're like, because obviously as ourselves, we try to spend time doing the best thing we can. Or like, if like some so-called investing, we try to put money in a place where we earn most money. We try to put time in a place where it's more valuable for our time. So in this case, for this friend, because things has happened so much that I try to help, it doesn't work out, and then it just came to my realization that it may never work. Something like that.
Does your another friend feel the same way as you?
It's not exactly like rational thinking. Sorry, pardon?
Does your another friend feel the same as you?
To be honest, I never talked to him about it. This is actually a very fresh idea that just came out this year. And I think, I don't know, I mean, the thing is, I guess I'll prefer to keep it to myself because the thing is, I think it this way.
Yeah.
But there is no point in letting others that telling others that there is no point in sympathizing with this person. Because I mean, at this point, we are not getting hurt. We're not so-called losing anything important. What we're losing just time and the care that we give as a friend. So it's still okay. But of course, if it's like actually harming someone else, like my friend or something, which is trying to help this person, and then he's getting harmed. So then definitely me myself, I would advise to avoid this, because it's like a negative thing already. At this point, yes, it's still okay. So yeah, of course, when I see if it's actually harming, then I would avoid that. But if it's like things like this, so I was like, there's no point. It's kind of like there's no point passing on this negativity
true.
to someone else. Yeah, so I was like, if someone is still willing to help her, why not? We'll see. Yeah, because I mean, she's nice and all. She doesn't harm anyone. Just that she is not actively trying to improve herself. Yeah. So that's what I think.
Oh my God, your boundaries are really clear.
I mean, been 4 years? Actually more than 4 years. Like it's like 4 to 6 years. I don't know when this particular thing started, but then I was like, yeah. So yeah, been through so much. I'm like, I would still help her, but now at this point, what I do is, if she comes and actively seek for help, yes, no longer the way where I used to do, with I try to help her whenever possible. Now it's like I need her to take action, because there's no point me wasting all my effort to get nothing out of her. Not that I want something for myself. I just need her to improve, to change, but nothing happens. So I was like, yeah, no point doing this.
Yeah, just when you talk about the neighbor thing, actually it reminded me of one of my aunt.
Okay.
Yeah, so
bringing in our own life in it. So imagine how much consequences it would bring.
Oh my God.
If just people around the world actually listen to this podcast, how much change it will bring to our lives. But it's all right. Just keep on going. That's kind of the cool thing about our stuff. I talk about a lot about our parents, about my friends. And then it's all right. I guess it's transparency. That's I don't know. I like. I read about the book, something, and I read about a book. It's like basically we should try things, and then instead of trying to avoid things, it's better to apologize. Yeah, that's a rule I live right now. So yeah, go ahead with your interesting sharing.
Okay, so I think I told you before. So it's actually when my mom told my grandma and my uncle and aunt that I might be going overseas for study, then everyone was pretty supportive. My grandma was 70 something. She was like very supportive. Yeah. But like everyone else were very supportive except this aunt. So she said, wait, you're okay with allowing your daughter to go this far? If it's me, I won't let my daughter go. Even if she's not going to marry, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure that she never asked my cousin if she want to go, or if she want to go into a relationship or get married in the future or what.
Yeah, I guess this is one of the greatest example on why parents never listen. I guess this just pretty much sums up the word never in your case. It's like literally a never, I guess. Never listens. Like, this pretty much captured this whole story. Very good story. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, this is exactly what is happening back. I mean, not that it's happening just like it's not an exclusive thing in Asia. Definitely in every part of the world it's happening, but it just happens a lot more often, a lot regularly, happens daily besides us in Asia, where, you just face things like this. Like, my child is like 22, but I'm not going to ask them about an idea which I have just made,
Yeah.
I don't care. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely they do care about there's stuff which, because they care, something like that, but then sometimes they do go a bit too extremes in cases like this, which is like, wow, like crazy. Like, are you my parents now? I don't know. I guess you are like a dictator in the house, like a Kim Jong-un. You're not doing good to our life. Yeah, you're limiting our growth. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay that you want to be protective, but that's a limit.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, exactly the boundaries I was saying. Like at this point, these parents, I would say that they wouldn't worth sympathizing. Like how much they care or love their child, I guess that's too much. At this point, it's kind of like their fault. It's their turn to learn instead of us being instead for us to be understanding. It's more like their turn to learn and improve.
Yeah. And actually, I just recall one thing that. Do you think there's a possibility that maybe some parents, when they are up to a certain level or certain social status, they think, I'm good enough to give you advices, so they lose the tendency to learn about new stuff. They have something in their mind like, I'm good enough to give you advices. So I don't learn more to
I guess this doesn't just exist in parents. This exists in everyone. So to be fair, this one, I guess, when we talk about social status, all this kind of stuff, it exists in everyone. Everyone in every stage in life. So that definitely happened. That is maybe I should call it knowledge trap. Knowledge trap, I guess it's quite a good term for this. I guess it happens. I would say that it kind of happened to me as well. It's kind of like just basically you kind of just became too arrogant and you don't listen to anything else. I guess it kind of happened to me as well previously. So that is a very dangerous thing, a knowledge trap that everyone need to actively avoid. Yeah. So yes, I wouldn't just blame it on parents. It just happens to everyone. So yeah, definitely a dangerous thing. We try to avoid this because, there's no enough. Of course, you can choose not to learn. But if you were to work with someone else, it's still important to learn. If you're dealing with this thing, you wouldn't want to not. Because like when we're being cooperative, definitely we try to do something that is best for both persons. So yeah. But if you yourself, you're just you just prefer a simpler life, something like that. Okay, it's fine. It's totally fine. But if you're working with someone else or you're actually trying to listen to someone, then it is still important to learn all this kind of stuff because it involves someone else. If you involve someone else, you can't just live in your own cave and then trying to just force in your own ideas. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess that is kind of like our insight, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything else that you want to share?
I think no more.
All right, that's cool. So I guess we'll end this episode right here then. So thanks everyone for listening. Even though now it's like at the 57 minutes mark, I think we will make this should we make this into 2 episodes or should we make this into 1 episode? Let's discuss it right here.
Last time we
don't throw me the ball. You decide it. You will decide it.
Okay. Last time we the time that we decide is like 45, right?
Not exactly. So what we said is 30 to 45. Yeah.
Yeah.
For 1 episode.
Since it's like almost 1 hour, why not? I just kind of 30.
We'll cut this into 2 episodes then. We will experiment with a less than 30-minute episode. So yes, for it to be less than 30-minute episode, we gotta finish it now. So yes, thanks Sarah for listening and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family and leave us a review on Apple Podcast. If you're not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with a link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again and see you all next week. Bye bye.